Hey everybody, Shane here, Shoebox Legends. Thanks for joining me for a pickups video today. Got a lot of snow overnight, which is converting over to freezing rain throughout the day. All in all, a pretty miserable day to be outside here in Rhode Island, so it's a great day to dive in and look at some baseball cards in the warmth of my home office here. And we're just gonna do a pickups video. I do have some longer, more involved videos coming, including a VR for my buddy Brent, some more holiday gifts that I was sent, believe it or not, that I still haven't gotten to. But for today, to keep it quick, we're just gonna look at some recent pickups kind of across the board, although there is a theme. I've really been focusing a lot on former Negro Leagues players over the last year or two. And so we're gonna start off with Cool Papa Bell. And this is his 2023 Panini Prism. This is the White Sparkle. These are not numbered, but generally have a known print run of 20. So not an easy card to get. And if you saw my recent Buck Leonard episode, I had the same parallel for Buck Leonard. So this Cool Papa Bell is going to go right alongside that Buck Leonard in my Negro Leagues Z Folio, which I do hope to show off soon. And since I've really been focusing on those players, I was excited to see on the 2024 Panini Prism checklist, Cool Papa Bell was included once again. And I've tracked down couple of tougher versions of his 2024 card, and I love the image here. So check this one out. This is a gold shimmer numbered out of 7. I have copy 7 of 7 that you can see on the back there. Gorgeous, gorgeous card. Kind of wish these were numbered out of 10 like the regular gold, but still cool effect. And then while I was at it, picked up, this is something cool that they did not do in 2023 to my knowledge, but they did do this year, and I really like the look of these. They released what's called a premium box set, which was a complete set of the Prism release, but in parallel format, every card numbered to 199, and they have this crazy effect. Check this one out. So these are known as the premium box set. I do sometimes see them referred to as Pandora parallels as well, but look at the way this card just dances. I love the background there. You do still have some etching inside the player uniform, but this one is all about that crazy, wild background. This was like a $2 card. It was not expensive. I'd love to pick up some other players in this parallel just because they look gorgeous. I mean, that is a killer Cool Papa Bell. And then, of course, because it's the modern era, they have to do a rare version. So when you get your factory set of these, all numbered to 199, inside the box, there would be 4 randomly inserted gold parallels in each factory set, and they are numbered to just 4 copies each. And of course, as you may have surmised, was able to track down the gold Cool Papa Bell to go with the regular. I mean, this card is insane. Really, really love this pair, and happen to get the Omega on this one as well, 4 out of 4. Not anything I did on purpose. This is the only one that I've seen surface, and I was able to snag this for around the cost of a retail blaster, between $20 and $25. And just thought that was a really solid buy. I could stare at this card or this pair of cards all day long. It's really, really wild. If you're into modern shine, definitely check out 2024 Panini Prism Premium Box Set or Pandora parallels. And then last but certainly not least, one of the crowns of my little collection that I've put together of Cool Papa Bell. Could not believe this card surfaced. And it fits kind of a recent theme. I've shown a few of these one-of-ones off of late, but I was able to acquire the gold vinyl Prism, the one-of-one, essentially the Superfractor. If this were the Topps world in Panini, they're known as gold vinyl. Look at that card. Just gorgeous. If we look at the back, there's your one-of-one in cursive. And yeah, I mean, I don't see myself going for like the full rainbow of Cool Papa Bell in 2024 Prism. I did attempt that in 2023 with both he and Buck Leonard. I really just wanted to stick to some of the rarer, tougher, hard to find parallels, and certainly was able to accomplish that with that trio that you see in front of you, numbered to 7, 4, and then the one-of-one respectively. So pretty cool Papa Bell, pun intended. And then another on the Negro Leagues themed front, another card that just got acquired after a lengthy wait. I picked this up last summer as a pre-sale from a seller on eBay. Hadn't yet been produced by Topps, but it was a trusted seller. So I picked it up and months went by. Now, this was not the seller's fault. We were in constant contact, talked every couple weeks or so, and Topps or Fanatics just took forever to produce this card. Finally created it all the way back in January. So it was like more than a 6-month wait to get this. But this is from the Rickwood Field game that was played there last summer. And it's a game-used base card. How cool is that? This is my first ever game-used base. I've never owned one of these. There are different versions numbered to 125 or lower. This one I'm thinking is the blue, numbered out of 49. But what I hoped most was that I would get a base that had some sign of gameplay on it, some dirt or scratches, and I certainly got that. This has the hologram, the authenticated hologram, where you can go look this up on the MLB hologram site, and it will confirm that this was from the Rickwood Field game on that day last summer. And I again, just love the dirt and the game-used base. Really cool, unique item that fit the theme of my collecting last year. When I found out they were making those, just had to try my hand at acquiring one, and it was definitely worth the wait. Not something that I would consider picking up all that often, I don't think, from a standard game, but that game was really special, and just feels cool to add that one in to the collection. Moving on now, I've got a couple of Independence Day pickups, and then we're going to close out with some buybacks. This first one is a Rafael Devers. I purchased this card on COMC, and then I submitted it directly to PSA from COMC, which I love that service. Just got it back in my most recent COMC shipment. Got the PSA 8, which is fine. The grade on these is not super important. I just like getting them slabbed. They present beautifully. This is the 2019 Independence Day Devers. So that is a second-year Devers card. Love this one. I've gone kind of deep on this particular card in terms of different parallels. I love players' second-year cards just in general and the bargain that they represent. Devers had a little bit of a down year last year, but still is kind of the premier player on the Red Sox, along with, of course, recent signing Alex Bregman. So I'm sure they'll be batting back-to-back in the order coming up here in the 2025 season. But yeah, happy to have this one for the Independence Day collection. Remains one of my favorite parallels. Looks like they did a good job with them in 2025. Have not seen one in hand yet, but from what I've seen online, they look pretty nice. And then from last year's 2024 release, did a whole recent episode about the Josh Gibson card that made the 2024 update checklist, his first ever Topps card proper. And I focused mainly on the only chromium version of that card in that episode, which is the Sapphire. I completed that full rainbow, including the 1/1. But in today's video, we're going to look at a standard Topps parallel. And of course, it is the Independence Day. Great job in 2024 with this parallel. Probably the best since the inaugural season in 2018. And for all the reasons that I mentioned in that recent episode, this is a super important card. Not going to get into repeating all of those in today's video, but just really dig this one, and being a big fan of this parallel. Always numbered to 76. Got copies 61 of 76 here. Knew I had to acquire one of these. So I do have the Independence Day and the Topps Black now to match as far as the regular Topps set. And that concludes the Independence Day section of today's pickups. But we're going to close out with a trio of buyback cards. And these are pretty cool. And we've got a theme here, a player that we saw on the Independence Day. We also have in buyback format, Rafi Devers. This is his 2020 issue, which would be a third-year card, and was able to snag this one from the 2024 Topps Originals, the Advent buybacks. This was really cheap, just a couple bucks or under $5. Big Devers fan, and it will be vying for slot 314 in my buyback Franken set. So happy to add that one in to the collection, the second Devers card of today's video. This next one is a cool mistake buyback, or one that was kind of done incorrectly. Now, I've shown a couple of these, a Fleer Ultra buyback and a Donruss buyback that were both erroneously included in the Topps buyback programs over the years. In this case, this one is also from the Advent program, just like that Devers. It is a Topps card, so it's not a mistake in that sense. It is this Stadium Club Frank Thomas. Pretty cool. Fantastic Finishers subset. So this is just a base card. However, as you can tell, there's no buyback stamp on the front here, and that's because they put this one through the machine backwards. So you have your buyback stamp here right over the card number, actually, card 718, Topps Originals buyback. So this is the only one from this program and the only buyback I've ever seen that I can think of, period, where the wrong side of the card was stamped. So I'm going to include this one in my kind of buyback errors or cards that shouldn't exist collection, alongside that Donruss highlights and that Fleer Ultra buyback. And now I've got a trifecta with that Stadium Club Frank Thomas. And then we're going to close out with another one of one and a super cool buyback card. This is again from the 2024 Advent Calendar buyback program that just occurred late last year. They did serial number some of these as actual one of ones. And if you recall, I did show in a video a little while back as an example of that, this Don Mattingly rookie card. Same stamp on the front as the last two that we just looked at, but on the back in the upper right, it is actually stamped as a one of one. And this next one I found, this was an instant buy it now. It's a one of one buyback from the 1950s, and it's a combo card. This one up at $39.99, and I smashed buy it now. It is the Dodgers Boss and Power featuring Duke Snider and Walt Alston. How cool is this? Love the image, love the backdrop. There's your buyback stamp right in the lower right. And then on the back, as I mentioned, this is actually officially stamped as a one of one. I really think it's cool that they did that with these Advent buybacks. I understand it's artificial scarcity. I understand these aren't for everybody, but there's a million copies of this card out there. And to me, this one feels special for the way that I collect. This is going to vie for the buyback Frankenset as well in slot 314. In fact, yeah, amazingly, I did not plan that. Check this out. Devers and this one of one will be competing for the same slot. So only one of these two will make the binder. Should be pretty obvious that the one of one will probably win out and make the Frankenset. But yeah, this is one of the more unique buybacks I've seen in a long time, especially at the price point under $40. Again, I know it could be considered gimmicky or maybe not loved by everybody, but I just dig these twice pack issue beauties. And that was a great opportunity to add a fantastic one to my ever-growing PC. And we're going to finish it off there today. A couple of one-of-ones, a game-used base, some of my favorite modern parallels, a little bit of vintage mixed in at the end. So a little bit of everything today, which seems to be how I'm collecting of late. But I hope you enjoyed this. I truly appreciate your time, and I'll try to get back here soon with some more sports card content. Till then, keep enjoying the hobby, everybody. Happy Sunday.